Okay, so we have a question from Mohammed. He says, "Hi, hope you are fine and enjoy your life. I am following from you from a long time and learned a lot from you. Your strategies are amazing and you two are also amazing. Thanks. But I have a few questions that still stops me. You're always talking about content is king, but the problem here is how I make this type of content. Can you please share your method or are at least some types of tips on how to create killer content? One, how do you research before writing content? Two, what things are do you keep in mind during while you write content? Three, how to start and make good content flow. Four, how to make a long content, how to find a topic to write. And five, the last thing is how long it must be. Okay, so you're just talking about like how to like make good content in general, right? Like just from a general aspect. So in terms of the research I do, keyword research, I would recommend you check out one of my tutorials that I do around keyword research. If you just Google or YouTube search keyword research Chase Reiner, you'll find how I do that. In terms of the things that I keep in mind during written content, the biggest things is figuring out what sort of intent people are using to find that content. So if, for instance, a bunch of things are ranking around, let's say, tips for a certain subject, and you want to rank for a product page for that, but a lot of blog posts are ranking for that thing instead, I would try to figure out, how to, make that the thing that you're ranking, not just like a product page if that's the only thing you're focused on. So again, it's more important to try to figure out what to rank based on what other people are ranking versus just trying to rank for something that you want to rank for because there's a high search rate. In terms of how to make a good content flow, how to make long content, stuff like that, I think the biggest thing is figuring out, how are you going to streamline your content so that you're not spending too much time on it, but at the same time, building quality content that people want to read. I think, again, it really depends on what intent you're trying to serve, what type of content's already out there. For instance, like I'm doing some tutorials right now on Squarespace SEO on YouTube because I know that there isn't already a lot of information out there on that. So I don't really have to create as much of a, really insane article because anything is better than nothing at this point. So again, it's more important to figure out how you can hit what the market wants without, overextending yourself and wasting time, but at the same time, something that you can streamline without it being under what the market wants, right? So that it's just complete junk. And how you figure that out is going to be up to you. There's different ways you can do it. You can do expert roundups. You can do YouTube videos. You can do transcriptions. You can do, repurpose content. There's all kinds of stuff you can do, but at the end of the day, you got to figure out what works for you, what's going to work in your industry, and sort of a long-term game plan on who's going to be able to do that stuff at an affordable price and a budget that you can afford, because you're obviously not going to be able to do everything yourself. So I hope that was helpful.